The Staincast.
What is the Staincast?
Stain?
Stain. Who is Stain?
Am I dreaming?
Yes.
Stain.
What is going on, guys? And welcome back to episode 93?
It should be, yeah.
Yes, sir, 93 of the Staincast. Of course, I'm one of your co-hosts, Mr. Stephen E., with you as always.
What's up, y'all? It's the kid. I mean, not the kid.
Not
It's
the
one
kid.
of the
Not
kids.
the kid.
That's
You
it.
know,
One of
you know
the
that
kids.
the kid's already here.
The
Yeah.
kid is also here, too. And, of course, we also have Chewes. It is a Spider-Man
What's going on?
project. He had to pop out.
Definitely. Always gotta pop out for Spidey. It's been a while since I've been on here.
It
Welcome to
has.
the
It
cut.
definitely has. Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back.
But of course, as you see by the titles, you know from last week, we are covering Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse this week. Fantastic movie, great things coming with that. But I don't know. Before we get into that, anybody have anything they want to bring up? Anything that they've been watching, doing?
Rider Strike's over, but it's not over yet though.
It's almost over.
Because I think now they're gonna start striking on the video game side. Like those
Yeah.
writers are gonna strike too. But then the actors are still striking too, so it's not even over yet.
Yeah, but the it's starting to wind down. They're starting to have discussions of like the ends of the final discussions with contracts and shit.
Yeah, I'm thinking the actors are gonna, or not the actors, the studios are gonna budge now. They're gonna fulfill
absolutely.
the actors' needs definitely sooner than later, hopefully. If they're really gonna like wait this out like they do with the writers, are sick. Like they're actually just doing this for fun.
Yeah, I hope they start to come to their senses, but they are also run by corporations and suits are fucking.
Yeah. We got no
That's
love
true,
for
but their
suits.
pockets are hurting though. Their pockets are hurting.
That is true. That's very true.
Yeah, I saw the Expendable 4 opening.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Dude,
Yeah, I
$8
saw
million?
that movie.
Something like that, yeah. I think it was less. Something hideous, yeah. Something
Star-studded
mean-
cast makes like 10 million.
sad.
Star-studded cast like 20 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I was
Like,
watching
like,
that now.
Like I
I
got
don't
like
even.
I,
Some of them are just they bring some pull. Some of them.
Yeah, I mean like 50 Cent.
yeah, but the problem
Nah,
is if it was like a new movie and they were like bringing all these people together and it was like an original story where people could be like, okay, let's see something different. But with the first three Expendables, like you know exactly what you're getting. The first one, it peaked with the first one. Honestly, I don't remember the next two.
yeah.
And
I barely
especially
remember the first
too.
one, honestly.
and when it comes to like we're still in a recession depending on where you live. Like some people are affected more or less, and it's like I just couldn't see you justifying a movie ticket for something like there's some movies that are just much watch where like no matter what state of the world's in, people are gonna go see it. But it's like
Mm-hmm.
if people are pinching pennies like here and there, it's like Expendables is just one of those movies that's not making the cut. Like out of all the
No.
movies that you're gonna see, especially, I think it's a family movie. I think it's marketed as a family movie. I'm sure because like Stallone and all them, they're all about family and stuff. But
Ain't no way it's a family movie now.
I don't know. I
think it's rated
mean,
R.
no. I mean that's why. Then that's why. If it's rated R, then it's understandable why it weighed $8 million.
Let me see.
Let me see.
That's pitiful. That is so.
I mean,
fucking-
it's still unbelievably pitiful. It's just funny as hell on the Expendables.
It's like who asked for the fourth
Oh,
one?
hell yeah. It is rated
9
R.
years
Okay.
after the third one.
Yeah, that's also why it hurts the box office. The rated R movies you can't bring the whole
Yeah.
family to see.
Yeah, okay. So I'll take my statement back. I thought he was all about family. I don't remember. I guess the first ones were because they were pretty some. We're just like super.
I mean,
What's the word for it? Just desensitized to violence. When you have movies like John Wick coming out, like
You gotta
kinda-
make it really good, like the violence that like captivates the audience. Like if it's not like John Wick
Yeah.
at this point, like that type of like standard, then it's just like, ugh, what am I watching?
and it's just like not to harp on this too long, but like these guys are obviously, of course, getting older. Some of them are very old, and that's just a fact. Unfortunately, it's like
They
it just
can't
doesn't have the
produce
same like
they can't
the
produce it
stunts
like they
exactly. Like when
Stallone's
Jet Li was
falling
in it,
apart.
and like Terry Crews and all them were like these guys are like they're not in their prime, some of them, but like they could still do stunts. They could still like
yeah, they're like 40, like early 50s.
give some sort of performance. Yeah, like Jason Statham, but like Chuck Norris was in it too. I think first one. Like
yeah.
nowadays, like yeah, because now we have 50 Cent, we have Megan Fox. Like I think the Megan Fox thing is what kind of made people like made the
Ice
decision
Mountain
for
He's
them.
in it. Why is she in that
It's
movie?
like,
I don't know. I
what'd
guess
she do
guess
to
she's an
get
action
famous?
star.
I guarantee you it's gonna be like his daughter or something, and he's gonna have to be the father figure for her. Like he loves doing that shit. Sylvester is like he's that old class of actor where it's like he's always needs a daughter and he always needs to protect her type thing. Like there's so many actors who are like that.
I mean,
This is easy to
He
catch
has
him.
that reality show.
Liam
with his two
Neeson.
daughters.
He does
Oh,
he has a
yeah.
reality show. Come on.
Yeah, he
He has
is.
that-
It's like on
he has that-
Paramount.
Why?
He has like that Tulsa. He has like that Tulsa King thing. That's like, I don't know. It's too much for me. Like obviously,
It
it's
just
not
looks
really
mid.
my. Like he's not really like aiming it for us. Like he definitely is more of like the older guys.
Who wants that? Regardless.
Probably my dad or someone like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you're right.
it's somebody.
TL.
It's just like the older, like type of movie where like the action used to be so good where the story didn't mean anything, but now there's movies that do both. So it's like
Mhm.
Expendables between a rock and a hard place because you can't just make a movie that looks good anymore. Like even Keanu Reeves, even John Wick has a decent. It's got a passable story. Like it's intriguing. Like they have a lot of
It
world
gets
building.
better.
in it.
I feel like it gets better.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, it's still just him fight versus everyone else. But they at least put like some sort of story around it
That's
to make
why
it not
keep
just feel like
you
a video
going.
game.
That's
Yeah,
why I
to
can't
keep
fuck
you
with the Fast
interested.
and the Furious movies anymore either. They've just gotten so
Yeah.
ridiculous and out of pocket.
They're all like video games.
Mhm.
They all feel like a fucking you got to go to plot A to plot B, and then you fight the
Mhm.
big bad at the end of the movie when everybody helping out. Like,
Yeah.
I was done with those movies after 7. Once
Yeah.
Paul
Mhm.
Walker left.
Yeah.
Once Paul Walker had to get out of there.
I mean, that was like their cue to stop, but
They kept
now,
doing
like,
it.
agreed.
they flipped the script because instead of being like, "Oh, we're gonna stop in the name of Paul Walker," they're gonna continue in the name of Paul Walker. They kind of did it the other way around. Like,
Which
like
is
this is
not
all for him
slimy.
now, which is so disrespectful. Like,
It's funny.
you put out some of
You
those
got Vin
movies.
Diesel talk about the Dom Shrine in his honor. Like, what are you talking about? You talked to Spirit, and he said,
Yeah, he
"Yeah,
talked to Paul Walker.
I want you to cast John Cena." Like, come on, that is so disrespectful.
Had to bring John Cena to the shrine.
Yeah, to be Dom's
So
brother, like that is like
That
up
makes
there.
sense. That makes
That is
fucking sense.
that is top 5 like uncanny valley castings. Like Jacob is Dom's brother. Like they're not even the same nationality, man. Like come on, like come
Jacob
on.
is Dom's brother.
Yeah, literally they're just both short kings. That was the only
That's all
selling
they got
feature
going
on
for
them.
them.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But enough about fucking the Fast and the Furious movies. Let's actually
enough about washed movies.
Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah.
a good movie, something that came out fucking 5 years ago at this point, which is ridiculous to think about. But Into the Spider-Verse,
Oh,
fantastic.
Top
Change.
top 3 animated movies, and it ain't even. It ain't
I think
even
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
It-
it's probably it might be tied with the second one. Might be tied with the second.
It changed.
I don't know, man.
It changed animation, like
Oh yeah.
the whole.
I mean, there still is no comparison to in terms of like just pure animation style and like uniqueness of its like animation has always had a lot of like you can kind of see like who's doing like the what the hell how did you go like there's very various like anime has a very specific anime style or an animation style like cartoons had a very specific animation style but this one kind of blended everything and it's just
Yeah.
kind of unheard of.
Mhm.
What you say?
I was gonna say it created this new animation style, like taking
Yeah.
hand drawn and 3D, like this
Imagery.
comic book element together.
Yep.
Like it just combines all those things and makes its own like new animation style. I think Sony like literally patented it. It's fucking it's tough. I love it.
It's opened the door for a lot of other animation studios to finally like put more into their animation because like even after that we've gotten Puss in Boots Last Wish, which was a fantastic movie and fantastically animated. The new TMNT movie was pretty like that animation style was really cool. Still haven't seen it yet, but the style itself.
Oh damn, you gotta watch
I
it.
know.
It
It's
was
really
good.
good.
It's
We
on
all
Paramount
watched it,
now.
yeah.
It's on Paramount now, so I'm gonna watch
The
it.
story,
soon.
the story isn't good, but yeah, it's a good looking movie.
I watched
Yeah.
it again the other day. I think it's funny.
Mhm.
I
That's
just wanted
too
to
Predictable.
Yeah,
It's too predictable. It's too predictable for me. I know it's a kids movie, so like I'm asking too much, but like
As long as I'm entertained by it, that's all I care. Like it's just TMNT's just something from my childhood I want to watch. Like as long as I'm entertained, that's all that matters.
yeah,
True.
that's true.
But this movie is what opened the gates for these movies to be what they are and become more revolutionary and just put a little more behind it.
it definitely like thrusted the genre forward because animation is like one of the longest running like genres in film. Like animation's been going around for so much longer than like some of these big budget movies. And like I don't want to say it was stale, but it was very like it was very consistent. Like there wasn't anything like crazy going on. No one was really doing big strides in the animation space. Everyone's looking towards the big budget movies, like the end games that you can cram all these digital effects in there and that kind of stuff. But then you see the Spider Verse, you see either of the movies, you just look at it as like this doesn't even feel like animation. Like this is like a level up to animation. Whereas like animation is like as we know it, it's just
a
will
cinematic
never be the
experience.
same. Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that's the
absolutely.
best way I can describe both of these movies.
It's made for it's like animation made for a theater.
Yeah,
Is
it
like
is
kinda
a
what you're saying.
full-blown cinematic experience from the sound design, from the look of the movie,
Art
from
design, yeah.
art design. Yeah, everything about it is just a very cinematic experience, and it feels like a full work of art. Like the entire movie. I know obviously all films are works of art, but like this feels like the most like a work of art.
Like every frame, I feel like you can pause it at any moment and
Yeah.
like put it on a poster. Like that's the type of movie this is. Just art.
I mean,
Like I get what you're
look,
saying. Yeah.
like look no further than the opening. The opening, like when they're doing the Marvel logo, when they're doing all the other studios that are associated with it, that probably took. I don't even want to know how long that took, and like it just shows
Yeah.
you how committed they are to making the movie like just across the board a beautiful looking movie. Like they weren't like stopping. They were like, all right, let's not worry too much about the title card. Let's just worry about certain scenes, which a lot of movies do now. They only have like one actual scene that they care about. But throughout the entire movie, like you can literally just watch. Even watching the opening, I was like, "Damn, this is cool as hell." And I haven't even started the movie yet. Like
Everything about it from the minute the movie starts till the minute the
Yeah.
movie ends just works so well together, and you could
yeah,
feel the time, the love, and the passion that was put into this project.
Like I
Absolutely.
wish animation and those people who work on these movies, like the animators, got paid more because this movie's just on another level, like of just
Yeah.
care and love put into. They didn't have to put in all these Easter eggs and details that
Mhm.
little Spider-Man fans will catch, or just moviegoers if you
They
watch
wanted
multiple
to.
times will catch. Like they didn't have to do any of that. Yeah, they just love working on it. So I just wish they got paid more. That's all I gotta say about that.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I guess then we'll just jump into our favorite and least favorite characters. Chet, I'm going to let you kick this one off.
Let's see. So for favorite, I'm gonna give it to Peter B. Parker.
That's
All
a
right.
good one.
I respect
Good
it.
supporting role.
Mhm.
You know, you really get to see him open up to the idea of having kids, which plays a pretty big role for his character in the next one. He's
the funniest character.
he's
I
kind
feel
of
like
funny.
too.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
he's the
for
funniest one.
It's
for sure.
between like him and I kind of think Spider-Man Noir is pretty funny too.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he's
that's
funny.
true.
Nick
But,
Cage.
Nick Kroll does a great. I would have never fucking. I don't know why I said Nick Kroll. What the fuck is his name?
I forget who it is, but I know that I
I think
recognize
his
that
Nick.
voice
I
immediately.
think his name is Nick something.
Him,
Who? The
no,
guy-
Spider-Man Noir,
Spider B.
or,
Oh, Nick
Spider-
Cage.
No,
Spider-Man B.
not Noir.
or Peter B.
Peter B. Parker. Jake Johnson. I
I
think
think
the
that
character.
is that's
Yeah.
not.
Oh, it's Jake.
Yeah,
Jake
he's
Johnson.
from he's a New Girl, so
I think that's his character's name in New Girl or something like that. I don't know. Jake Johnson does a great job as Peter B. Parker.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like he's one of my best like iterations of like just Peter Parker in general. Honestly,
He's a washed up Peter.
like he might, but even throughout all of that, like I feel like what we see in the second movie, he bounces back, and I feel like he's just my favorite iteration of Peter Parker. Like none of the comic book versions let him have a family or just grow up or be old. I feel like they're always like stuck on making Peter Parker always struggle and just be kind of like a wimp, honestly.
So he struggles.
Like look at what they're
wins.
Yeah, like look what they're doing with him right now. The whole fucking Paul shit. Like Mary Jane, like got a new man, and like he's literally getting cucked. Like everyone hates him and shit. Like it's fucking stupid. Like why can't Peter just ever have a normal life and just like Peter B. Parker? He struggles, but he grows up eventually and
has
settles
a
down,
family.
learns to have kids.
just
Yeah,
let him get a
like
W.
that's why I
once in
love
a
this
while.
version. Yeah, it's one of the better versions of Peter Parker out there, honestly.
And for my least favorite character, I'm gonna go with Spider-Ham.
Yeah, at least yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of.
I mean,
anyone else I
everyone's
really
good
don't
in this
like.
movie. It's like,
Yeah,
It's just a nothing character.
or like, yeah, he's just a nothing character. He's just kind of there.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I can say the same with Penny. Honestly, Penny's kind of useless.
I was debating between Penny or Spider Ham, so
She doesn't have any fucking spider powers. She's just controlling the spider with her mind.
she's
Yeah.
kind of
That's
soft.
in the robot. It's like she lost to that fucking scorpion. Like, gotta get saved by Spider Ham. He honestly put more work in. Like,
That's
she's
true.
talking
right.
mad disrespectful about Miles about how he's not ready, but you're getting washed by a
Yeah.
Scorpion, a
Scorpion.
villain that Peter Parker on the daily probably takes down. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's soft. That's soft.
Yeah.
She's soft. She's soft. That's all I gotta say. She's soft for that.
Soft.
Yeah, but the kid.
Xander?
What's yours?
Probably Penny. I don't know. She just like I don't have a really least favorite character because everyone just works well in this movie, but
Yeah.
I'd say Penny. She's just there, and she loses her fight, which is that's just an L. It's disrespectful.
That's,
You look
that's
soft,
a massive L. What about
especially
you?
when you're talking about how Miles isn't ready.
You get smacked by a scorpion.
Yeah, like come on.
Who's your
Oh, my
favorite?
favorite, you said? Oh, Miles, fucking
Yeah.
goat. Definitely,
yeah.
just this character development throughout the whole movie, just being this normal kid to just embracing Spider-Man. It's just perfect. He probably has the best origin story for a comic book character, if I want to say live action, yeah, just live action comic book character or just animated comic character, just in general. Honestly,
I'll give
his
it to
origin was
you.
goated.
I'll phrase it like this, where I agree with you in terms of like his first like actual live stream on like you normally they fuck up a couple times, like they fuck up Superman like when he first came out before they get to like the Henry Cavills of the like Chris like they at least have some sort of error, but the fact that Miles is adapted so fluidly in his first movie is crazy to me. Like I don't know, like,
Yeah.
I'd have to really think about my favorite like comic adaptation and that kind of stuff, but in terms of like that, the fact like his first movie that like for most people they never even heard of Miles Morales, and it's like I think it's just so it's just so well done. Like whatever storyboarding they did, like whatever style they used to like make the events in this movie, like it's just so fluid. And we'll talk about it later when some of our favorite scenes. But just like as a broad stroke of it, I just feel like even like the switches between scenes, like between like I think whoever said it before, like it doesn't feel like just running from point A to point B and then final boss. I think you said it, Xander.
Yeah,
Where
because that's what most of these should feel like, honestly.
yeah, especially superhero movies because it's so easy because a lot of those comic issues kind of are just like that. Like they kind of are. Like there's so many of them. Like you can't have a unique story for everyone, so they kind of throw them into the mold of all right, problem overcoming like that kind of thing. Like well, sure, it still happens in this movie, of course. That's every story, but like it doesn't have that same like linear feel to it, where it's like oh, this is the point where Miles does this, where this is the point where he fails. Like because it's so much. It's so relatable too as a film.
Yeah, it's grounded. I feel like his story is just grounded and relatable as a character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but heck.
What?
Did you want to go for your favorite or least favorite?
Oh yeah.
Probably all gonna have pretty similar ones.
I mean, yeah. I gotta agree with Xander. It's going to Miles. I mean, this is his movie.
Yeah.
You see his struggle. You see he doesn't want to be Spider-Man, and then he becomes
Mhm.
Spider-Man, and he learns to just overcome everything he sees Uncle Aaron die. Like it's just a very well put together story, great character development, especially what leads into the next movie
Oh yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But I'll also have to give it to Gwen. I mean, besides
Wow.
Miles, she's probably the
I thought
next
you were gonna say least favorite.
Yeah. There's about to be
I was
right.
like,
No.
I was about to close
Not
my
least
computer and just call it a night.
Not least favorite. Also has a great character, just because her development is great. She becomes an even bigger character in the second movie, and just seeing how we get to that and how she's built up and introduced in this movie is fun and creative as well.
Absolutely. Who's your least favorite?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard to
I don't
single
have one
someone out.
really.
Penny Parker, just because.
Yeah, I don't have one really.
Yeah.
She got
Also,
washed.
DL, who's your favorite character? Because I have a feeling I know what you're going to say.
So, I mean, obviously Miles, right? Because this story's about him. You guys already spoke on Miles. Like his being the center point of the movie does a lot for his likability and everything that goes along with it. I mean, I like all of them. I think like if I had to, just pick someone else just to be like, oh, okay, so just in case, like Miles is the forefront character, so whatever. Like it's kind of assumed that we're all gonna love him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's tough. Like I kind of like the OG Peter Parker, like the one with blonde hair. I thought he was a kind of cool adaptation of the character. Like I think it's cool. There's so much more. His character's so much more interesting because you never see, with the exception of I guess the new Spider-Man trilogy, you never really see Peter Parker get ousted, especially dying. Like it's just so weird seeing like how the world reacts to him dying. That whole like I don't know. It's just something that's never been really explored before in Spider-Man. So it was a very like weird thing to say. Oh, Peter Parker dead at 26. Like literally, like, it's not like he's some old man. Like he's literally a fucking graduate student. He's dead. And it's like no one even knew who this kid was. And he saved the city for I think he said for 10 years or something like that. It's like it's just such a weird dynamic in that universe, especially when Spider-Man usually is a lot more like child oriented. Like they're not really leaning into that like that really like dark area of like being. I mean, dying, literally getting fucking smoked by Kingpin. But I mean, Kingpin.
That's-
Yeah. Now that I brought him up, yeah. I mean,
Kingpin, you're thinking about him.
I mean, yeah, of course, it's the chode Kingpin. I mean, his animation in this, like, this is where Kingpin thrives, video games and animation, because it's just Vincent. Not to say anything bad
Not
about
to diss
Vincent
him.
enough. Yeah, not to diss Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin because it is absolutely masterful. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of just like seeing the full ridiculousness and like extent of like Kingpin just being like this hulking massive destruction, I think Spider-Verse does such a great job at it. Like, and it shows that he like I don't know.
It's
It gives-
comical, but it's menacing. I feel like
Yeah.
it's a good matchup for Spider-Man, knowing that Spider-Man is who he is. He has super strength beyond
Yeah,
belief, and
and he still
you
gets
need
smoked by
someone.
him.
Yeah, you need someone that could match a young Spider-Man in strength-wise and be menacing. And I feel like it's funny to see how big he is, but yeah, you can't do that in live action like you were saying. I feel like this is
Yeah.
the perfect medium to show a big, ridiculous Kingpin like this, and it works as a villain.
Absolutely, because like it's not like we're like really seeing him walk around or anything, because it would look
Mhm.
ridiculous. But it's just a cool take on the character. I think that's why these
Fantastic
two
design.
movies. I think that's why these two movies are so good, because they take the liberties with it. Like they're not sticking to any formula when it comes to how the characters are designed. I mean, look at any of the villains. Look at Goblin. Look at like any of the characters he fights or he's with. It's like I would ask anybody to show me where that's ever been done in live action, and it hasn't. That's why
Mhm.
I enjoy these movies so much. I'm sure that's why you guys too, and that's why that's why it's like a cult classic. Even this new one that came out, like you could watch that movie once and you're like, this is fucking it
Good-ass
right here.
movie.
Yeah. Like there aren't many movies I don't need to see twice. Like I've seen Spider-Verse, both of them, multiple times, but it's like even on first watch, I'm like, this is a fucking hood classic, man. Like this shit is already my favorite, like one of my favorite movies of the year. I don't need to hear like any critics review on it to
Like,
make that
it's
decision.
It's
like,
just that fucking good.
yeah. And least favorite, I don't know, man. Yeah, probably just one of the oh, crap. Maybe there was one.
Tombstone.
No, he's fun.
I mean, Tombstone's like a side character. I can't really say him.
I know. I was just
Yeah,
saying
exactly.
'cause he's
Yeah,
Not
it's
even
like
a
all
side
those
character. He's just like a
villains.
background character. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like background.
he's just looking like that. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really don't have him. And like maybe like the female Doc Ock, just because like she wasn't very good at like beating Spider-Man. Even though I feel like Doc Ock's like a pretty good counter, considering like he's got 4 fucking arms, and Spider-Man.
There's 3 of them.
Her shits were
up
made of
That's
like
true.
fucking
I don't
weird
know.
ass tubes. I didn't know. It was
Yeah,
those
exactly.
things.
No, but yeah, like, I really
It's like-
don't have it.
She had like 4 giant fleshlights for arms. It was weird.
Yeah, it did kind of look like that.
Yeah, but I like just for the sake of picking one, like I'll just give it to her just because I don't know why not, right? Like I don't really have a proper least
Yeah.
favorite character.
Yeah,
I will
they're all
say
pretty
honorable
good.
mention though for favorite character is Prowler, Uncle Aaron. They
Yeah,
do a
and-
really good job with his character.
Yeah. Yes,
And his dad
Cool.
too. I mean, his dad more
Mhm.
in the second movie, I think.
Yeah, I like his dad definitely better in the second. And
Yeah.
he's just he's too like a stick, I feel like, in this
Yeah.
movie. Like, tell him you gotta say I love it back. Like, come on, like, or sucking him
Yeah.
when he wanted to come home after Spider-Man died. Like, obviously something
Yeah.
traumatic happened. Like, I just feel like he had like a stick up his ass. Like,
Yeah,
even Ian Rio had to tell him like, come on, man, cool down. Like, obviously something happened.
It's
yeah,
like, you know why
Much
he's
better
And then I
hard
feel like
on
he learns though throughout this movie though. He has to like, he has to trust his son more. And then the next movie, like he learns how to let his son be who he wants to be. So I'll do like the 2 lessons he has to learn.
Gotta let him
True.
spread his wings, man.
Why don't you get off the kid's ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess then we can move into some of our make or break moments of the movie. Xander, if you want to start this one off.
Same make moment of the movie is the leap of faith scene. Like that's just one of the best. Just embracing the character you are moments in just movie history. I feel like
soundtrack.
like
What's up,
everything, the
Danger
build
Plan?
up to like home at the last moment, getting that web off to
The
finally
suit
swing.
reveal too. The suit
Yeah.
reveal tough.
Mhm.
Yeah, even that casual like outfit he has on with the hoodie and the shorts with Jordans, like everything, that whole build up, Aunt May saying like it took you long enough, like home, like
Because
even that little
I
spray
forgot that
painted
he I forgot he spray painted the OG
Yeah.
Spider-Man's original
Mhm.
suit. That's so hard. I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
That must have been like one of his younger suits. Like that is just cool to me, honestly. But everything about that scene, like home swinging through the city, like
Oh,
leaping
yeah.
off the cars and stuff, like just perfect, just the perfect.
It's one of the
movie
best,
scene. That's
if
all I
not
gotta
the
say.
best, like first suit up scenes in a movie.
It's probably
True.
my favorite comic book scene from a movie, honestly, in general. Just everything about that scene.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give mine to like the final battle. It is so visually pleasing seeing everything come out of the collider,
Yeah.
the battle between all the spider people and then all the villains, and then of course like the speeches they have before they all have their little send off.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, there's a lot of good scenes in this movie. But you guys took 2 really good ones. Full.
Want me to go while you think?
Yeah, you got it, Chet.
Let's see. It's not a scene. I'll do a scene after, but one of the make moments of this movie is the soundtrack. It's just beautiful throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Prowler theme. I
Oh, yeah.
love the
Yeah.
Prowler theme, bro.
The Prowler theme is
And,
so
like,
hard.
Even like the songs off the actual album soundtrack.
Yeah.
Kind of playing. Like Miles singing Sunflower, trying to unstick himself from the ceiling.
Like I like how they add the songs like that. It makes the world feel more real. How you have like the Sunflower and all these other songs, like "What's Up, Danger."
Yeah, it makes
And
it feel
for,
more
like,
like our actual world.
Yeah, exactly. And for like the actual scene, I think I'll go with the fight at Aunt May's house.
Damn,
That's
When
not
everyone's
really
just
good.
going
Snatched that
stupid.
one.
Prowler gets fucking taken out at the end there.
Yeah, that
You get
that
to
shit,
see like all the spider people use their abilities and whatnot. It's cool.
that shit was a scrap. That was an OD scrap in that
Aunt May's
small ass
got
house.
fucked up.
It got ice. It got fucking ice.
Even Aunt May had to get in there. She hit Scorpion or something with the bat.
I thought it was a frying pan. It might have been a bat.
Did a frying pan or something. Something
She
like
kicked
that.
his
She hit
ass
him with the
out
bat.
the house. She hit him with some force.
Said not in the house. DL, did you think of yours?
Yeah, probably Miles finding out the Prowler's his uncle. That's a fucking tough ass scene. But when he peels that shit back and
That's
then he's just sitting there
Goosebumps City.
invisible, yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
Just
and then literally,
that whole chase scene. Too,
yeah, no, so the chase,
tension.
like it's very fucking stressful. Like they
Yeah,
do
it
such a
is.
great job at showing like showing how close he is to him, or just it's just so well done. Like with the Prowler's just like he's so close to getting him so many times.
You even get that Prowler theme going off when he takes the mask off too, sending chills down my spine, bro.
Yeah,
It's such the timing. Like I said, the sound design, the art design, like it all just mixes together so well.
And I love like how you telling Kingpin, "You know me." I was like, "I never quit" or something. Like I love that. He's like, "You know me."
Yeah.
Like he's talking to him on the like a fucking little like phone or whatever. That's just tough. Like I love Uncle Aaron. His character's cool.
Yeah, he's tough. Rest in peace. Rest in power, Uncle Aaron.
Some power.
Yeah.
But what else we got here? What else?
What
the hell?
Lots of fantastic
What about
scenes.
break moments? I don't. What am I? I don't think I have.
I was just another great scene though is Doc Ock chasing Miles and Peter through the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and then Gwen's like introduction.
Yep.
Yeah. That's another good moment.
Speaking of the introductions, all the like comic book flip through introductions with the like the characters,
Oh yeah,
stories, like those are cool. So cool. Very creative ways to introduce
Yeah.
each character and each different iteration of this character.
And just show how they're the same too. Like it kind of
Yeah.
just like always hammer in like the same like premises in all of their stories, even
Which
though like
leads
they're
even
different.
more into the second film, which is like ridiculous to even think about how
I mean,
much
this
they've
entire
actually
movie, like rewatching this movie again, like it's like I said, like the movies, like these movies might not have been like actually like filmed or like recorded or anything, but like I'm convinced that all these stories were all together. Like this one, the one that just came out, and the one that's God knows when that one's coming out. Like,
they were all made at
it,
like the same time.
yeah,
Right
exactly.
together.
Like at least the storyboarding for them, like the actual like the main ideas, because even like yeah, exactly, like all the stuff it sets up, just I don't
Like
know.
the spider that bites Miles literally glitches out because it's from another universe,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
it glitches
I
out
didn't
in this
catch on
movie.
that.
And we didn't even know that until the second movie, like that it was from
Exactly.
another universe. Like that's like this crazy.
Yeah, they're
That's
definitely
true.
setting that up because I didn't think about the glitching out until like the second movie. They like you could even when you watch the first movie, you could realize that it's not from that universe by just glitching out. Like it's just cool how they
But we don't
just
even think about it
nailed
because
it
it doesn't
in.
cross our minds.
Yeah, yeah, they nailed it in the second one that this is important. Like and I like how it like touches back on the first movie
Or
from that.
just or just like they always use the term one and only Spider-Man. Like my universe is one and only. So like it wouldn't make sense that there'd be two in one universe then. It's like there already was a
Hmm.
Spider-Man. He died.
Oh,
So it's like it
I didn't
wouldn't
even
make sense.
think about that. Yeah,
Yeah, like just straight
Yeah,
up common sense wise, it's like, all right, there already was a Spider-Man, so how can there be another one? Like that's even from that angle of it, just like is it be
But
cool, be
while
cool.
we're on the topic of callbacks from the second movie to this, fucking Spot being the guy that got hit with the bagel.
Yeah,
that's so
I had to
yeah,
rewind it
ridiculous.
because I had to rewind it because I thought I missed it because like he ran because I thought there was an error
It's
because
so
I see him running out
fast.
the door holding the bagel and I'm like, oh, so this what didn't actually happen. But then yeah, literally you see him and it literally says bagel like in a little
Bagel.
con like that's a
It's weak.
that's another really like just it just pays to like look around in this movie. Like it pays to like be an active watcher because there is so much
There's
just
so
text
many
that's
tiny
going on.
details.
Hmm.
So many tiny details.
And
that's why
I
it's
mean,
good to
obviously,
watch it like multiple times.
yeah. I mean, we already talked about like just like them just like turning just like the regular screen into like a comic book panel. It just looks so good. Like it's just so natural, and it's not something that like I thought would be like previous to seeing this movie. Like I just wouldn't be
I never would have thought this
as
would happen.
exactly like I just like I'm not saying it's impossible. Like nobody could do it or anything like that, but it just didn't really seem like it would be necessary. Like it would really make sense to have like the print version on the live action. It's like, oh, this looks a little like campy, or just wasn't necessary. I'm just trying to be like, oh yeah, just in case you guys didn't know, this is from a comic book, but it's not like that at all. Like it's really not. Like it's
Hmm.
just it's done to it makes it better. Like it's not like used as a
Yeah,
crutch or
it
used
adds
as
to
like.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes this
Another scene I
the
got.
full story feel like a story. Like it's what
Yeah.
makes the movie.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is was one of these like one of those little things where it just pays to just look around, like even when the characters are talking and shit. But the last one I have is when they pull up to Peter's. I mean, first of all, his whole garage, his whole shed thing that turns into like that crazy layer is out of pocket
Ridiculous.
as
Yeah,
fuck.
it's
Yeah,
like some Batman shit.
yeah, exactly. I thought that. I think that was if I had a like a break moment, maybe it'd be that just because I could never see Spider Man just like being that fuck. I mean, 10 years? Nah, not in 10 years. I couldn't see that in 10 years. But whatever.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not
I couldn't
important
see
enough.
that in 10 years either. Yeah.
No. That's like something like Peter B. Parker would have if he's like a 40-year-old. Like he's been doing it for so long where it's like it just like happens. But when Aunt May is like, "Oh, you're gonna need these," when she gives them name tags or something, you see them all just lurking in the ceiling and shit. That's just
That is
awesome.
Great
Yeah,
character.
and
You
they
got any
all thought to
breaks?
go to Aunt May's house too. Like they all have like an Aunt
Yeah,
May in like the same area in their universe.
yeah, exactly. It was just cool,
They
like how when
know.
they were in, like when they're all explaining what happened, like it was all the exact same thing. Like they pulled up, they saw the news, and they're like, "Oh shit, he's survived by Aunt May and Mary Jane. Time to pull up to fucking Aunt May's ass."
Yeah. But I don't think I have any breaks, honestly, in this movie.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah, no, not at all.
so many great scenes. Every scene means
Yeah.
something. Like there's nothing bad I can really say about it.
I would say, like DL said, maybe him having like that whole spider lair
like
and
lair.
everything. Like that's
But
just
it's
a
like more
lot
comedic
for.
effect.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not to be taken seriously. I mean, most of it's just all of
Yeah.
his suits and like gadgets and like just a car. But
Look,
other than that, I mean, look at Miguel has a whole fucking society, so it's not too
Yeah.
far fetched for him to have a lair.
Mhm.
But I don't really have a break. Maybe Aunt May, like I don't know, like she's just dummy
Beating
involved
ass.
in the whole Spider-Man. Yeah, I feel like that too. Like she's just super involved in him being Spider-Man. I feel like in 10 years, I feel like it's like in Insomniac Spider-Man. 10 years of him being Spider-Man. Yeah, she knows he's Spider-Man, but she's not like pressing him about it. She doesn't really like. She
Yeah.
worries about him, but she doesn't really talk to him about it.
She
Like
doesn't
I
want
feel
to
like
know
that's how
about
Aunt
it.
May always should be. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't want to know what Peter's doing because obviously it's your aunt. She's worried about him,
Yeah,
so
she-
I feel like
yeah,
that would make
exactly.
more sense. Like maybe that's my break of her.
But the
being so
Tom
involved.
Holland explanation for it makes the most sense. Where it's like literally, if she found out, like she would fucking like she already worries about him as is, but it's like she would
Mhm.
lose her fucking mind. Like it would.
Yeah,
would do more harm
she
than
was mad
good.
in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nothing bad, no breaks to say. So I guess then we'll just move right into our favorite quotes. DL, I guess you could start this one off. Caught you off guard.
No, you did. I didn't friggin' write down too many quotes just because I mean this. I could pull someone up though. Pull up some of my favorite ones. Where are we at? There we go. Where you at? Whoa, where the quotes
Mhm.
at?
Where they
Where
at,
they
DL? Where they at?
Get them shits out.
Oh, there they are. I forgot Stanley's in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley is in the movie.
Yeah, he in the cut.
It always fits. Eventually.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's a bar.
The one I said before. You know me. I don't ever quit. The Prowler.
Yeah.
That one's tough.
Oh, and Spider-Ham's like, there's animals talk in this dimension. I don't want to freak anyone out. Then he
Mhm.
Then
proceeds to fucking. I completely forgot how uninvolved he was in this movie because I remember when I watched the second one, I was like, was he in the first movie? Because I didn't remember him, and now rewatching it confirmed my suspicion that he wasn't in the first
He was
movie at
barely in the movie. I think the biggest quote in the movie, Miles asks, "When will I know if I'm ready?" And then Peter responds with, "You won't." It's a leap of faith. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
You just took mine. Tough. Yeah, that is my favorite quote of the movie. Just took mine.
My bad.
Nah, you good. No, it's just literally probably the best quote, the most
Mm-hmm.
impactful. Like you don't know when you're ready for something. It's just until you
It's
do.
a leap of faith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do like that.
I mean, his final line when he's like redoing his Spider-Man thing again. So like, my name is Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Like, that's like his whole intro. And it literally picks up right into the next movie when
Mhm.
like Gwen's coming through his ceiling and being like, "Yo, Miles. Like that's
You got a minute?
that's awesome.
Mhm.
That's perfect. That's fucking perfect, man.
I do kind of want to watch them back to back one time. Like take the
Yeah,
like the 5
because
hours.
it's not a
out
long
of my
movie.
day.
The
No,
first one's
it's like
an
an hour
hour.
50.
Yeah, the first one's like an
Hour
hour and
50.
50 something.
Second one's
Second one's like
2:30.
2.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a quick 2:30. Like that is a
That movie does not feel like 2:30. That movie fly. It's because like the whole opening Gwen scene is like the first 30-40 minutes. Like you don't see Miles until
I'd say
a
like
good
15.
into
Yeah,
the
it's
movie.
like a good 15-20 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah, until you see,
It's
like,
longer
Miles,
than
which I like.
15-20 minutes.
Nah, no way. No way. It's longer.
You don't see Miles for a minute in that movie.
Because I was watching a video recently, like, so at the hour mark when Spider-Woman tells Gwen, you have an hour to fix this, an hour later, that's when Miles, they realize he's in the wrong universe. So it couldn't have been 40 minutes into the movie.
All right.
Because I was just watching that video and I was like, that's actually cool
then.
how they added that. Yeah.
But
Probably around like 20, 30.
because it's definitely longer than 15 minutes. Like it's a minute that we're in there. Like that vulture
yeah,
fight
no,
is
that's
long.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. That's also a part of that, the whole Miguel introduction. Yeah. It is a good chunk, which I do like.
Long chunk.
Wouldn't be the quotes without the shoulder touch.
Yeah.
Hey.
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 I love that.
Especially when he does it the Kingpin too.
It's so he puts his palm on him. Hey.
You ever hear about the
Which
shoulder
also,
touch?
honestly, him putting his entire palm on Kingpin like that could probably even be a call forward back, whatever you want to say, with
When he does the Miguel.
yeah, when he needs to do it, like when Hobie tells him to do it in the second movie.
Mhm.
Hobie. The goat.
Hobie,
Second movie go, dude.
Hobie the
True.
shit.
Big time.
That's true.
Let's see. Some
Jose, Chet, you have any
quotes.
quotes?
I got 2 Spider-Man Noir quotes that I liked a lot. Sometimes I
What they
let
are.
matches burn to my fingers just to feel anything, and then it goes down. And he goes,
Mhm.
Or there was also at the fight at Aunt May's house when she's like, "You guys take this outside." He's like, "We don't pick the ballroom, we just dance."
he's just chatting like.
He's just,
I like
he's
the comic relief. Yeah, he's a good comic relief. I love
He's
that.
fucking weak.
Nick
bro.
Cage. Nick Cage is the GOAT. I hope we get more of him in the third movie.
Oh, we definitely will. You saw that lineup at the end of the second.
Oh yeah.
Spoilers ahead, but that lineup is crazy. You got
True.
all the hitters from the first movie and then the new one from the second.
I need more Spider Noir in the third one.
That's
Mhm.
true. But anybody else have any other quotes they want to mention? I mean,
Just
there's
the last
probably
thing.
some that we haven't mentioned too.
Yeah. I mean,
Let me see.
there's a little quick one. Kingpin's like not like even the original Spider-Man couldn't beat me as he was
Oh, you
kicking
can't-
Miles'
you can't
ass. Like
always
Miles
save
was trying to
everyone.
fight him at the
The
end, like
Peter-
before he like
Peter
shocked
Porker.
him. Yeah, exactly.
like
He's
that
like the
one,
real
yeah.
Spider-Man couldn't beat me, which I think was tough
Mm.
because
That-
it
that
just
one
shows
was
like how
good.
how op Spider-Man's fucking villains could be. Some of them like Kingpin, literally. I mean, they kind of
They
it is
juiced
always
that
like a
one.
6v1 though. Yeah.
They
Mhm.
OD.
And then the for me would be the last thing that Uncle Aaron says to Miles when he's like, "Oh, like you were supposed to like I wanted you to look up to me or something like that." He's like, "You're the best of us," and he's like, "Keep going, keep going."
Keep going.
Dio, you lagged a little bit there.
Yeah.
Of course I did. Of course I did. What else is new?
All we heard was
Typical.
keep going.
At least that was the first one. Yeah.
Uncle, the last thing Uncle Aaron says to Miles when he's like, "Oh, I wanted you to
keep
look up to
going.
me. Like you're supposed to be the best of us," and I cut
Yeah,
out
that's true. Keep going.
again.
Yeah, but I guess then we can move on to the moments of the movie, which I gotta say there really aren't any.
Yeah. It's like the
I
same
mean,
with Briggs. I really don't have much.
It's like an animated movie, so it's not like it's supposed to be. It's a comic book movie, so it's like there's not really any realism. So it's just like there's nothing
True.
really to criticize.
That's
Nothing that's
true.
gonna
That
take
is-
me out of the movie when, like you said, it just feels like a comic book brought to life, basically. So it's like I'm gonna let certain things slide because it's not in
Oh,
our
yeah.
world.
I mean, there's no way a spider can be radioactive, bro. It would die.
Yeah, that is true.
That wouldn't happen. I didn't get spider powers. I just got a fucking bump.
I just got cancer.
Yeah.
I got stage 4.
I just got freaking nah, never mind. I was gonna say I got fucking gluten intolerance, but that's mosquitoes. That's not- I got Lyme's disease, but no, that's fucking
No, that's
mosquitoes.
fucking ticks.
Oh, whatever, man. They're all
I got
bugs.
Ebola.
Whatever,
Yeah.
poison.
I think
I got
mosquitoes
swine
is
flu.
malaria.
Yeah, you're right. The yellow fever.
DL.
What's
Uh,
up?
I think you know what time it is.
You're leaning in.
Fellas, take a seat. Listen. So we got us a good one here tonight. A very, very large lady crush at the show, Haley Steinfeld. Which, first and foremost, Josh Allen bagging that. Bills W.
Fuck you.
Bills W. Josh Allen
Oh,
got that.
really?
Yes, sir. Josh Allen got his 6'6" frame all over that.
You sucking Josh Allen or something? Is he the thirsty
Yeah.
moment of the movie now?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, what's
He's
good?
he's 200 pounds from the friggin' waist down.
Jesus.
Where was it? Oh yeah, a big crush of ours here on the Staincast. Besides Elizabeth Olsen, y'all already know the story on that one.
Haley
we got Haley's-
Steinfeld.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
we got nothing but love for her. Also because seriously speaking, her voice acting work is pretty fucking excellent. Like in Arcane, she's on another level in Arcane too. She does an absolutely
She's
great
really
job.
talented.
And it's not often you find like that talent at that level, that caliber of like actress, like actually like involved in the movies too. Like you can really tell that she gets so much. She loves her role as Spider Gwen. Like she's not just doing it to be like, oh, this could put my career forward or something like that. I mean, maybe it is. Oh, look, I don't actually know, but at least the vibe I got from it was that like she like genuinely enjoys her role and like she just fucking does it up. Like she does a great fucking job.
She brings her own to the character.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
100%. And I mean, it's just the voice alone. Like if I was walking and all of a sudden I heard like hey or something like that in her voice, I'd fall to my knees. And I'm man enough to admit it.
Need that,
I mean,
that is true. I'm not
Especially in
gonna
the second one, the way she be sliding on Miles, bro. Like when they're hanging upside down, like oof,
Upside
I'd fall
down.
off. I'd fall off. Like I'd literally just lose all my stickiness, bro. I'd fall the fuck off. I wouldn't know what to do. But I don't know if you guys have any other thirst you'd like to get out.
It's
I would
Rio
say,
Morales.
yeah, I would say Rio,
that,
but
that's real. Yeah.
we don't get
That's more
enough
for part
Rio.
2. That's P2. That's
yeah,
that's
we
P2.
don't get a lot of Rio in this one.
True.
Mary
But
Jane's
I'll
also
just
up
toss
there
it in.
too.
Yeah, Mary Jane ain't
Yeah.
bad in this movie either.
Mary
Mhm.
Jane ain't bad in this at all.
That
It's
is
rather
probably one of the
surprising.
best looking Mary Janes. Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like Mary Jane's usually just all right. Besides her comic book version, which obviously the 616 always does a good job with Mary Jane, but I just feel like anything else, she just always all right, whatever. I just feel
Mhm.
like she's never as good looking as Peter thinks she is, or how she's supposed to be portrayed.
Kirsten Dunst in the second and third one.
Oh,
Like literally, that's literally what I'm talking about. That like. What else? Insomniac Spider-Man too. I think she's good
She
looking
kinda
in that,
mid.
but she's not like
She kind of
yeah. She's not like how she's supposed to be like a model, like a supermodel, like type of like look. I feel like I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I guess they're just going for a more news reporter grounded look of Mary Jane and that, which
looking
I'm
more
not
for
mad
a
at.
more mid
I like
look.
it. Yeah, they're
More
not
mid
going
look.
for this. Yeah, they're not going for the supermodel. Yeah, more literally.
I mean, it makes sense because Spider-Man's a regular guy, so it's like if they don't know he's actually Spider-Man, it's not like he's gonna be pulling some dime piece
Unless you're the spectacular one.
unless he got a bag IRL, but he don't. So
He don't. He
That's what's
broke.
cool about Mary Jane. She's the baddie, but she likes Peter Parker before even
No.
knowing he's Spider Man, which that's what's cool about her.
before the fame, before the racks.
Yeah, she wasn't looking after all that. She didn't even know she was just a dweeb.
Yeah, agreed.
But now it's time to move on to the question of the week. I forgot what I was saying for a second there.
Oh,
As
turn
usual,
on the cameras real quick.
all right, I got you.
What
Right
is
now,
that?
Which fucking cut out. Turn the shit back off. Turn that shit back off and cut out. It's like the third time I've shown the camera that you guys just saw it once.
The viewers are gonna enjoy that one.
I'm looking forward
but-
to seeing that on my day off.
But of course, as usual, every Saturday-ish, we take to our Instagram at the Staincast to ask you a question, get you guys involved, and see what you're thinking. This week, we asked you guys which is better, Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse. We said that there was only one right answer.
I think I said the right answer. I said Across, but I do like this one as an origin story though better. I mean, of
80%
course,
of
it is
people-
the origin, but
Yeah, 80% of people said Across the Spider-Verse. 20% of people said Into the Spider-Verse, including CMO Ho.
oh,
Fellas capping. Fellas big time capping. That's all I'm gonna say.
And Mumbarilla. However, Mumbarilla did also send in a DM and elaborate. Said tough
He sent
question.
a cock pic.
Yeah, that too. He said in his opinion will likely change when Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out, but until then he has to have Into the Spider-Verse ahead, which I can respect, but me personally, I got to give it to Across.
Yeah.
it's
The
more
storytelling-
rewatchable, I feel like.
it's more rewatchable. The visuals in this
Ooh,
movie are
yeah.
fantastic, but the visuals in that movie are on a whole nother fucking level. Like they could take as
It's just
much time as they
nonstop.
want with this third movie. They could take as much fucking time as they want with that third movie, as long as it's to the quality, if not even better, as the second one. I
I
don't
want
care
it
how
better.
long they.
I'm not gonna be like a greedy fan, but I would want it to be better. Honestly, I
I
want it to
would,
be
I
something
would
like
too,
just
but
blowing my
I
mind
don't care.
every second of the
Mor-
movie.
Moral
But
of, moral of the story is I don't care how long it takes for it to come out, as long as it
hmm
lives up to the quality that it
I mean,
is
I'll ask you
expected.
this question though. At least from my opinion, anyways. I don't think there's really any going up from Across the Spider Verse. I think you go any more up,
mm,
you're at it. The ceiling is 10. It's like I think that
nah, I think it
movie.
can go up.
I have to see it first, of course. Like I can't just point blank say it's not going to be better. But I think the Cross Spider Verse is everything I was looking for in that movie. It provided. Like that's kind of where I sit at. But if I had to rate the two, I mean it's a fucking no brainer. That's
Mm,
Cross Spider Verse.
Yeah.
So my personal bias is being we've seen enough origin stories. Not saying this one. Not saying the Into the Spider Verse wasn't an amazing origin story. Don't take me out of context. It's
yeah,
swell. It's
yeah.
excellent. But I don't need to see another origin story. Like the fact that he's already built up in the second one now. We don't have to worry about him trying to figure out how to use his powers and shit. Like it's cool for like a one-time thing. Like whoever said it, the rewatchability is just so much more there for the second one because of that. It's like origin
Mm,
stories just have limited rewatchability because it's like you
You know
know
what's
what
gonna
he
happen.
has to exactly like the beginning of the movies are usually slow in origin stories because it's like this guy starts off as a scrub and that's just across the board. Like no matter who the person is, they got to start from somewhere. And I mean Miles Morales, I think I like him more than Kingpin. Not Miles, uh Miguel. Sorry. I like
Okay.
Miguel more than Kingpin and all that. Miguel's just so much more like he's just more multifaceted. Like there's more going on with his
There's
character.
more
Where
to his
Kingpin is
he's
character.
just
more
yeah,
developed.
yeah, 100. I mean, because he has more of a reason. Like Kingpin is like the typical mob boss kind of thing, where like his ambitions are just control and like being the top dog, being the Kingpin.
Hmm
But when you
But
have Miguel,
I do like how he has the little motivation to get his family back though.
yeah,
It
no,
adds
no, of course,
another layer to
no,
that
I appreciate that.
situation.
Like it wasn't just him being like, oh. Fuck Spider Man, or I'm doing this. Like, exactly. There was a reason for him actually using the collider.
Hmm
But
Mhm.
at the end of the day,
And
I gotta give it.
yeah,
It's just.
Yeah, I gotta go
what are you saying?
across.
Yeah.
I was just saying that like it's just like they're great movies, but it's in terms of straight action. Like anyone who hasn't seen the most recent one, just watch the first. We were talking about it. That fucking scene of them tying up that helicopter and fighting Vulture is fucking beautiful, and that's just the intro to
Phenomenal.
the movie. And that's the intro to
Yeah,
the fucking movie. Like
that is
that's
true. I will
crazy to
give it to
me.
the
That's
second
crazy
movie.
to
Just
me.
every single second of that second movie is just
Mm-hmm.
phenomenally done. Just every
The chef's
scene is
kiss.
just yeah.
But that's a
And I said it
story
about this movie, but the next movie goes it just goes
even
crazier
Mm-hmm.
harder.
with it. I
We'll
feel like.
see. I say we'll
That's
see. I mean,
Jose, that's a story for another day.
Hmm
Before we
Mm-hmm.
get into that, we should go ahead and rank this one.
are we ranking it
That's
based on like
Our,
the
our
five
usual stuff.
ones?
Yeah, the story, writing,
Not
acting,
MCU, right?
what?
all right. All right.
Story, acting,
Yeah.
originality, rewatchability, cinematography. Yeah.
Also, let me just say that post credit scene is fucking hilarious. When he's like, so where do we start, boss? From the beginning, Earth 67 or whatever it is. That shit is so. That shit is so fucking
Still pointing at
hilarious.
me. Oh, you started pointing
How you
first.
how you saying I'm pointing at you while you're pointing at me?
Mhm.
It's just so simple. Like they don't need some crazy thing going on. They don't need some crazy gaff. They don't need anything. Like they know they're funny. Like because like they make jokes that are like inside jokes, quote unquote, for like people who actually like support the release of all these different things. That's why it's so damn good.
That's why it's so good.
Like
And
when you have Spider-Man literally reading Miles Morales literally reading that Spider-Man comic when he first gets his powers, and he's like on the same building that he was on. Like it's fucking awesome, man.
Mhm.
so good. But going over, looking at all of these lovely categories And I personally don't see any reason to not give this movie 4s across the board and give it a perfect score of a 20 out of 20.
True.
My notes app is sucking me.
I don't really
Like-
have any gripes. I think it was kind of perfect.
This movie is perfect. It's like, I know we keep saying the second one is more rewatchable, but this movie is still very rewatchable, and I still have watched it
Yeah.
numerous times and will continue to watch it numerous times. But
Yeah.
like this movie is just, the voice acting is phenomenal. We keep talking about the visuals and the cinematography with it. It is an original story using all of these characters that has not been seen in any other form of media, TV, movie, whatever, to this caliber. And it has got one of the best origin stories, like we said earlier, for a character that leads into another fantastic movie after this.
Yeah, I agree.
True.
I think the only hiccup I'd have is rewatchability. But the thing is, like, in that same sentence, the movie's only an hour and 50 minutes long, so I think it kind of makes up for it.
Makes up, yeah.
Yeah, because like it has more slow parts, sure, than the second one, but it's also shorter. So
So it makes up
Yeah.
for that aspect of it.
absolutely.
Even the second
just-
part has some slow moments too, like that after he meets Gwen again. That whole point until he goes into
Yeah, him like chasing down
Mumbai.
Spot or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's like a good like 15-20 minutes of the movie of them just like chatting before he goes into the different universe. So I say like each has the slow moments, but the second movie's longer and it can play with that runtime a little more. So that's why
Yeah.
it's more rewatchable because you have more moments with that runtime that have fun on top of like those slower moments.
Yeah.
True. Big
Yeah,
time
but
true.
the first one I just feel like you said, it's shorter, so it's just solid altogether to rewatch.
Yeah.
But the second one's just more fun and visually
Yeah.
pleasing. More
I just
visually
can't-
pleasing.
I just can't hate on a movie that's. Oh, let me get the exact runtime. I like being on point with this. Fuck you, man. All these
And like it does its runtime perfectly with like the
Hour
time.
57
Like,
minutes.
there's not a wasted
Mhm.
moment of that movie. I feel like there's every single
Every
frame,
minute
every moment
means
of that
something.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done with purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's like I just can't, in my right mind, deduct for rewatchability on a short movie, and then everything else is a 4. Like that's just me being a bah humbug. Kid dying.
Yeah, OD.
Yeah. Was I not muted when I was coughing?
Nah, not at all.
Really right into the mic.
Jesus, my bad. My bad for everyone hearing me ripping the pen, coughing off that. But it is what it is.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It do.
Um,
It do.
Yeah, but I don't know if anybody else has any final thoughts on this before I do the usual spiel at the end.
I'll give
Tough
my
movie.
usual 2 cents. Yeah, exactly. Tough movie. This can be a short 2 cents for you guys today because I think this movie kind of transcends of when I'm like me giving it a recommendation. Because if you haven't seen this first one, I'm convinced that you're living under a rock because this isn't one of those movies that's like specific to the superhero genre. This is like just one of those pop culture movies that's like you don't have to give a single fuck about Marvel, DC, any of that stuff, and you've seen this movie. I almost guarantee it. Like it's just that big. But if you haven't, for whatever reason, don't take this as an insult, but fucking watch that shit, motherfucker. The hell?
You're slow. You're
Sure.
slow.
Yeah.
Watch.
You're
Definitely.
slow. Come on. All right. Let's not call him slow.
I'll say
course-
you're moving slow if you ain't watching.
You're moving- yes, that you are.
Yeah.
Moving sloppy.
Now you
Oh, dude.
tap in, watch the movie. Of course, as usual, thank you to the kid and Chet for joining us today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning
my
in.
pleasure.
And of course, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, like the video, leave a comment,
Do it.
leave a review over on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram at the Staincast. Click that link in the bio for the merch. Stay tuned for the question of the week this Saturday for Big Daddy, with that episode releasing next week. And we'll see you then.
A classic.
There you go.
I forgot you were talking about a movie for a second because I just hear from Big Daddy. I'm like, who the fuck is Big Daddy?
Big Daddy.
At first, I was thinking the shit from BioShock, and then I realized
The
that I'm
Big
saying
Daddy.
that.
I realized that it's a movie.
Adam Sandler's Big Daddy. I'm gonna leave it recording for a second. Does anybody want to tell the story of what happened on your guys' first viewing to Spider-Verse?
I'm not gonna say any names. I'm not gonna say places. All right, fine.
I wasn't there, so
I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna say places. This is the story on how not to watch Spider-Verse on opening night. Imagine you're two different cars, two precision drivers, guys who don't crack under pressure, guys who don't lose. I mean, okay, one guy who cracks under pressure and loses, but okay. We're doing a little speed racing through the streets, okay? The streets. We're on a two lane like highway, whatever you want to call it, and all of a sudden everyone hits their brake, but I see a gap, so I hit that gap. But then a certain somebody else thinks that they can also hit that gap. They hit the gap, and there's a car there, and then they keep going. That's all. If you guys want more of this story, you got to subscribe and stay tuned. You'll get part 2 with the second Spider-Verse.
The second Spider-Verse movie.
It involves a Burger King.